and environmental reclamation. It proposes a holistic social design in which automation and technology would be intelligently integrated to maximize the quality of life rather than simply profits.
Undesirable behaviors are products of long exposure to detrimental environments. If we wish to surpass the limitations of our present-day society, such as war, hunger, poverty, and bigotry, we need to make changes and arrange society very differently. Most of our problems today are technical, but we still look for solutions through political means in a monetary system.
We have the resources. Money is an interference because it limits our ability and it limits our dreams.
Modern society has access to highly advanced technologies and can make available food, clothing, housing, medical care, a relevant educational system, and at the same time develop a limitless supply of renewable, clean energy such as geothermal, tidal, solar, wind, and more.
The solutions lie in the intelligent and humane application of science and technology and more appropriate resource management in order to supply goods and services to everyone equitably, enabling the entire global population a very high standard of living.
We don't have enough money to accomplish this, but we do have enough resources. If we initiate what Jacques Fresco calls a resource-based economy, this is where all goods and services are available to everyone without money, credit, barter, or servitude of any kind. For this to be attained, all resources must be declared as the common heritage of all the Earth's people.
Imagine the possibilities of an unprecedented mobilization of scientific and technical alliances toward problem solving without the interference of money or politics.
Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a great day. So we want to talk universal basic income. I believe this is episode 7, entitled, Does Universal Basic Income Take Away Purpose? What do we mean, purpose? Because without purpose, there is no point to anything, right? So I was watching one of Joe Rogan's podcasts some time ago, and universal basic income came up quite a bit. And one concern Joe Rogan had, I believe, had something to do with the idea that mankind needs to be doing something, right? You know, when people go out and work, when they labor, this can give them purpose and meaning to a degree. And this is important to mankind, right? That he needs to be doing something. And something like universal basic income, being able to supply your basic sustenance and needs, would, in some ideas, make people to the point where maybe they don't do anything, right? Now, we've kind of through this series covered some problems with that idea of people are just going to sit around and do nothing. Not only is that probably not going to be the case, I think this episode is, there are some similarities in this episode, and does universal basic income make people lazy, right? Will the concern be that this is kind of going in a, this is on the other side of the spectrum of that. This is not so much that it's about making people lazy or that people have the opportunity for employment or to be doing something, and they're basically making a choice, right, not to do it. And this scenario of it on the other side is where they don't even have the choice at all, as to say what's happened in a possible future like this. You have a situation where the robotics have advanced so far along that human beings cannot compete with robots at all. So this is no more of a choice of to be lazy or not. This is more so just now in the realm of there's nothing that can be done. The robots have just surpassed us. Now we're looking at excerpts from the Venus Project, and this a lot of the ideologies or this project is based on the teachings of Jacques Fresco. And many of you probably are familiar with Jacques Fresco because with the popularity of the Zeitgeist series that talks about money, the economy, the world in general, talks about resource-based economies, as I think there was a lot of connections between what was going on in that documentary and some of the teachings of Jacques Fresco. And if you're not familiar with Jacques Fresco, he's a very interesting guy, an inventor who talks about the resource-based economy, who talks kind of futurist visionary who creates a way to make the world a lot better and more productive and fair to humankind. But getting back to what would this look like, and would it take away purpose to the point where people aren't able to do anything, right? And that their lives have very little meaning. Well, it's kind of, I look at somebody like Joe Rogan, who has had a great amount of guests on his show, from some of the most world-renowned scientists to physicists, mathematicians, political figures. You name it. Joe Rogan has had them on the show. So Joe Rogan has become a pretty intelligent guy. For all in which we kind of look at Joe Rogan as just a kind of dumb muscle guy next door to kind of cool guy. Joe Rogan is actually a very intelligent person, and I think I think that it's has come in Joe Rogan's scope that people create and extract purpose and meaning from a variety of things, and that doesn't necessarily have to just lay within the boundaries of what we might call in a marketplace work, which is hard to define because is work just a market condition, right, that is related to productivity on the level profit and so on and so forth, or is it just output of physical labor to no market conditions at all? In other words, you can be doing work and not be paid for it. You could be doing work and being a volunteer. You could be doing work and be a single family, a stay-at-home mom. I'm sorry, despite the market not pricing your labor, right? Not having a certain value for your labor. So I guess the point I'm making is that what could be repetitive hand movements, what do you give that meaning or not, or value or not, is going to be subjectively up to the individual. And much like in many ideas of how some versions of UBI have addressed the concern like work and what we define as work. We've heard some say that we're going to have to expand the idea of work, right? Maybe being a Zumba instructor is really a serious job in the future. No offense against Zumba instructors. That's very important because exercise and health is up there, top 5, right? But then if that's not going to be your purpose and meaning, work and getting up and going to work every day and coming home to your kids and family, what will be? Well, from what we kind of saw in this very interesting promotional, right, for this type of approach, we see what looks almost like what many of us would deem a utopian idea. And the term utopia is not used, and I'm just using that term because it looks like many of the science fiction movies we've seen. Whereas I'm a fan of people like Jack Fresco, and I see ideas like this as an alternative to what's probably going to be likely in the 21st century future with 3D printers, with the rise of robots and artificial intelligence, super AI, singularities, all these various ideas that are on the horizon. We could be looking at a future where it's just not going to be reasonable to think you could compete with a artificial intelligence or robot. And in that particular case, what are you going to do, right? What's going to be your calling? So we know not all jobs are created equal. And we know that there are many things we deem important and meaningful outside the realm of work, such as your family. Now, even looking at something like parenting, right off, many people say that's the most important job in the world. But parenting is one of these jobs I'm hoping now won't be taken over by the robot. Could be wrong there. We might have a robot teacher that's maybe better than parents. I don't know. So they could lose there. But I could see a scenario where a lot of people might just want to spend a lot of time with their family. And as human beings, we do already live in a very finite, short lifespan, right? Compared to many things, that's not very appealing, right? So you look at something like there's a jellyfish that's, well over 150 years old, and they think the darn thing may be immortal, so it has all the time in the world. But humans don't, and so if you really think about it, in a 24-hour day, what happens? In a 24-hour day, a third of that of your life is slept away. A 24-hour day, another third of that is at this, what you might call, where you're getting some of that purpose in a job to make ends meet and support yourself and your family. And that last 8 hours, all it is not consumed in some form of nourishment or something like that. That's what's left to going to be your time with your family, going to be your entertainment, going to be, so you don't have a whole lot of time there, right? To do these things. Something like universal basic income is going to increase that by about 33%, where you're going to have more time to seek out maybe more meaningful purpose, right? Something beyond just a job that may be a job you don't even like, right? But in the cases where there are means of employment, or there are careers, or there are these fulfilling things that people take with their employment, or whether they're self-employed and they do this where they get a lot out of that that work or that job, only to find out it's being replaced by artificial intelligence or a robot in which they can't compete with. What happens to them, where they get their purpose, at that point in time, right? And I think it's going to all depend on the individual, but I could easily foresee a lot of that time being spent at home with family, maybe going out and having a family, maybe having children, right? And having the full attention to educate them for once in your lifetime, having the full attention to from the cradle up to educate them about the type of ethics and morals you want to put into them. And you're able to kind of do this uninterrupted, right? It wouldn't be a situation like where you're going, when I get time, we'll do this, or I never got time, and so on and so forth. But you get the idea of what I'm saying. That there are going to be so many pursuits, things that could be done in a possible future like this that it's probably likely to happen because AI is getting smarter. 3D printers are making things cheap and more accessible to people. I've just seen some of the most incredible things being done with 3D printers. I've seen 3D printers as big as a house that can print out houses in a day, and basically putting a whole workforce and crew of people out of work. And so these jobs aren't going to be able to provide the purpose for a lot of people, maybe that it did before. But there are going to be so many more areas they can explore. Might want to climb a mountain, might want to spend the rest of your life seeking out the meaning of life, might want to spend time doing a lot of spiritual things, might want to spend time training your body to get physically to get it at its optimal level, right? Might want to spend time educating yourself, becoming a philosopher, and letting this new robot service class take care of these repetitive jobs, these monotonous jobs that can be very unhealthy and not be what you really want to do anyway. So it's very interesting, right? It's very interesting to think about it from that perspective. And I'm sure many of you all agree with me that if given the resources and given the money and given the value, you would probably not find a problem with trying to find something to do or find something meaningful in your life. That a lot of the oppression and suppression that comes in the form of this and out of this has to do with not having the ability to access these things. And so, very interesting to think about. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions about it. Would you lose purpose if you lost your job or something like that, or you found that you were being replaced by a worker or AI or something like that? But as always, before we get out of here, we want to show you our Universal Basic Income Project, let you know it was created for you. You start getting real, valuable cryptocurrencies that can be trade out for your local fiat currencies and your local economies and use in your everyday life. Let's get you over there so you can take a look at that. All right, imagine having a money that pays you, right? So the Bitcoin MYK project, Global Free to the People coin, Universal Basic Income, you get a wallet, you activate it, you can use our referral code when you hit that button. And you're going to get some special prizes and gifts from us. This wallet can be carried on your mobile device, your smartphone. It can be used to purchase anything in the Bitcoin MYK network or opt to trade it out in your local currencies for the what type of money you use every day. And using some of the most advanced technology in the world, blockchain technology, we're able to facilitate this system, and we believe it's going to be what's going to look like in the future for many. And we love for you all to join if you're interested in something like Universal Basic Income. The wallet will send you out these tokens every month, these cryptocurrencies. and they are traded against a variety of other cryptocurrencies and fiat currencies. So very interesting project, a lot of fun. Universal basic income. We won't go into great detail about how the money is generated and how all of the inner workings, but we will tell you that if you like and subscribe to the videos, you'll be able to get a wealth of information on it, how it works exactly. And we think that you will really like this project. It's free, it's made for you, and we want you to take full advantage of it. But that's all I want to say in this video. If you like content like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and until next time, as always, take care.